Welcome. So I'm working on this documentary. It's called How Did the Ghetto Become the Hood here in America. You can consider this a trailer, an introductory into the origins of the word ghetto, its roots, its redlining, and subjugation of certain types of peoples and demographics from Europe to America and its history. So with that, that's it. This mini documentary is going to take a deep dive into it, and that's what I've been working on for a moment, and I hope you all enjoy it. And you can consider this a trailer. I'm still working on it, so I don't know how long it's going to piece it all together, but here's a sneak peek, and I hope you all enjoy it. Peace.
Have you ever wondered how certain neighborhoods became known as the hood, or why some areas are called ghettos? Let's dive into this complex and often misunderstood piece of American history. The word ghetto actually originated in 16th century Venice, where Jewish people were forced to live in a specific district called the Ghetto Nuovo. But in America, the story takes a different turn, shaped by decades of systematic inequality and urban development. During the Great Migration of the early 1900s, millions of African Americans moved from the rural South to northern cities, seeking better opportunities and escape from Jim Crow laws. However, they weren't exactly welcomed with open arms. Through practices like redlining and restrictive covenants, Black families were forced into specific, often overcrowded neighborhoods. This is where public housing projects came into play. Initially, these government-funded developments were meant to provide affordable housing solutions. But here's the twist. Instead of creating opportunities, many of these projects became symbols of segregation and neglect. Think about it. When you concentrate poverty in one area and systematically deny resources, what happens? Schools become underfunded, businesses move out, jobs disappear, and crime rates rise. It's like a domino effect that can impact generations. The term hood emerged as a shortened version of neighborhood, but it took on a whole new meaning in urban culture. It became both a badge of identity and a reminder of the struggles faced by communities trapped in cycles of poverty. But here's something crucial to understand. These conditions didn't just happen by chance. They were created through specific policies and practices, housing discrimination, urban renewal projects that displaced entire communities, and the systematic denial of loans and investments in certain neighborhoods. The story of how ghettos became hoods in America isn't just about buildings and boundaries. It's about people, policies, and power. It's a reminder that neighborhoods don't just naturally evolve. They're shaped by decisions that echo through generations. So next time you hear someone casually throw around terms like ghetto or hood, remember there's a deep, complex history behind those words, one that continues to influence American cities today.
Shortly after receiving the order to relocate into the ghettos, the Jews were forced to quickly pack their entire lives into a number of suitcases and to set off into the unknown. They had to leave behind most of their property and could only take a small number of objects with them. The forced transition to the ghetto, carried out swiftly and irrevocably, is described in period diaries and testimonies as a humiliating, traumatic experience. The Jews were mostly concentrated in cities or towns, where they were intentionally housed in the poorest and most derelict neighborhoods. In some places, they were forced into a number of ghettos in the same city or town. The first ghetto was established in Piotrków Trybunalski as early as October 1939, about a month after the occupation of Poland. Most of the ghettos were established between 1940 and 1941, but the establishment of new ghettos continued until the middle of 1944. Some, such as the ghettos in Łódź and Warsaw, were closed ghettos surrounded by fences or a wall, with gates guarded by the German police or the local Polish police. The residents of these ghettos were not allowed to leave the ghetto area unless they were authorized to work outside under supervision. Other ghettos were open ghettos, from which it was possible to leave for work in the morning by showing the necessary permits,